things like a meritocracy, things like a pay system that is consistent, a meritocracy that rewards the best about in the same way, that the general philosophy of pay is close to the same. Like, for example, we didn't buy a lot of companies in Silicon Valley in the late 90s because we couldn't explain to engineers in our healthcare business that were designing CAT scanners and MRIs, we couldn't explain why they were doing this great work, and yet we were giving BMWs to the kids that were joining us in California, and that we had to give them a 100% pay increase because housing costs in California were higher than they were in Milwaukee. We didn't want to go through the pollution of that issue. Now, why don't you guys take the mic? Tell the experience of Imbrew and what were the cultural issues there? You got a mic?
First thing we need to sell the BMWs there.
Talk about the cultural issues there.
The big cultural issue was about being focused in results, and BMW is not part of results. BMW is part of expenses, and part of our culture is be fanatic about expenses, not in favor, against.
So how long did it take to get that adjustment?
I think in less than a year. I think it was too long, but by some of the conditions of the merge, we had to spend more time because all the people couldn't be changed at the same time. But now we have all the right people in the right seats.
Did you pick the best from each team to take the jobs?
I didn't understand.
Did you pick the Imbrew players and the Imbrew players? Did the best players get picked for the key jobs?
Yeah.
From both sides?
Yeah. And now we have in all the crew, the most important seats, the best people from both sides, independent of how many from one side or from the other, is just by the merit of being the good one to perform the job. Meritocracy is on top of from where the guy comes.
Well, that is a very important point. When you make an acquisition, what you've just done, if it's close to the same size, you've just done what headhunters would take 5 years to do. They've given you all this talent. And too often the conqueror syndrome takes over, where the takeover person goes in and installs all their people and throws out some of the very best people. So for an integration to be successful, you need a weekly rhythm at least, and if it's a big acquisition, the top has to run it, and you have to select in an open basis the best from each team. And that is hard sometimes for people to do, because they got their old friends they've been working with for years. Now we took them over, let's put our guys in. It's the dumbest thing you can do. Best acquisition that I made in my career was when we bought RCA, which was a large, it had networks, it made televisions and aerospace, all that. And we ran the integrations every week. And at the end of 4 months, everyone was in their seat. And RCA had 4 of the top 7 jobs, and we had 3. And it turned out to be a fabulous success. And it was not all GE people going in there and taking it over. Think of it as you just had an employment agency, a headhunter, deliver you all this talent. Now you got a fresh pot, 2 pots to look at. Their pot and your own pot, and pick the best.